So the other day, I was actually watching a video from one of my goats, Gary Vaynerchuk, and with one of the videos, it was talking about the rise of AI influencers, right, and how effectively within a couple of years, we won't be able to tell the difference between AI people online and real people. It'll be too close to in resemblance that we won't even be able to tell. And when we think of it like that, then you have to understand that when it comes down to the development of these sort of AI influencers, right, there's going to be someone who is effectively building their brand in a way for them to attract their desired audience, for them to sell whatever they're selling, right? Because let's be real, no one is really going out of their way to build AI influencers for no reason. They're doing it as a means of getting a return for them to generate revenue based on that. They see it as more of a business opportunity than anything else. And then when I was listening to that, it made me think that firstly, we are in quite a pickle. But with that, how are we? And when I say we, I mean myself and you. How are we going to compete against an influx of AI influencers all over the place, promoting their content, putting themselves out there, showcasing their brand? And how are we going to compete? How are we going to be able to do the same at that level? And then in this video, I just wanted to kind of share my sort of thoughts on that particular thing, because a lot of the time it does sound scary, but then I always say in these times when there's so much going on and you have to really be somewhat that way inclined to look through the sort of the mist and then see the pockets of opportunity where it stands. And for me, I feel that there's no better opportunity than now to do the video content, to put yourself out there and to showcase your expertise, as I mentioned, but then also to document your journey and your quirks and just be very much authentic. With this in particular, I think it's very important to really hone in on that idea of being authentic and aligning with what that authenticity means for you, right? And ultimately, when it comes down to anything, we're all human. So you just want to have that human connection and you really want to be in a position where people can look at you and they can resonate in all various different forms. It doesn't matter what it is, that they can resonate. And for the rise of AI influencers, being human is our best bet in order to compete and to combat the rise of AI influencers if we want to effectively build a brand in our own right and to develop our sort of brand authority within our industries or our niches, right? And, you know, firstly, I think it's important for us to be able to showcase and share our lived experiences, because one thing I can be certain of is all of us have unique experiences and unique stories to tell. However, AI, as far as I know anyway, doesn't have unique stories. But then that also brings me back to the point of how important storytelling is, right? And storytelling as it stands is going to be something that is going to be incredibly important, and it's going to be super impactful in terms of how we navigate and how we showcase ourselves and put ourselves in the best light when it comes down to brand building, because all it really takes is someone who has the skills of being able to tell a good story and have them to use that as fuel towards the AI influencer, where it just seems that they're real. They develop a backstory of who they are, what they do, where they came from, and it just becomes a known thing where this person was seemingly always around when in actual fact it was AI to begin with. So it's a very weird like moment in this time, but I would say that you being able to have those sort of views and sticking to them, I think is going to be incredibly important as well, because with AI and the rise of AI influencers, we need to really realize that we need to rise up and stand up in our uniqueness, no matter what it is, because there's going to be some things inclined that is going to be telltale signs what is AI and what's not. So when I talk about me leaving my job, for example, and then I went skydiving the next day, to be fair, that does sound a bit AI-ish. That does sound a bit AI-ish, but the point I'm trying to make is that AI isn't going to tell you in that much detail the journey of how I left my role in order to build for myself and to establish my name within the work that I do, and the reasonings behind it, right? The intricacies of the detail that you need to present within your content for you just being natural and just showcasing your journey is the thing that's going to be apparent, and that's the thing that's going to hold you up in a sea of AI that's going to make you stand out. And ultimately, I think to end it, just have your values in check. Your values with what you stand for and what you don't stand for is going to be the things that also ensure that you survive in these turbulent times as well, because as more sort of AI is coming through, they're going to be regurgitating the same sort of content that's online already with the same sort of, I suppose, the same sort of aspects or ideologies of things. But then it's in our best interest then to showcase our personalities by having those contrarian views, having those things that you don't particularly agree with or that you completely downright disagree with completely, the things that you are scared of, right? Like if you made it this far, I have a phobia of pigeons, for example. Not many people are aware that I have a phobia of pigeons. If you made it this far to the video, comment a pigeon in the comments so I know that you watched it. So I know that you're checking in with the content. I appreciate that. But drop a comment, drop a pigeon in the comment or a bird in the comments. So I know that you actually got this far in the video. But that's exactly my point. The way that I'm laughing and I'm making a joke of myself, and I'm actually saying, yeah, that's actually the fact of the matter. I'm actually scared of pigeons, right? But funny enough, I'm not scared of any other birds, which is weird. But like I said, it's those quirks and that unique offering that you have that makes you stand out to people. There's going to be things where you need to effectively realize that your areas of interest, your passion points, all those things that make you uniquely you are the things that's going to ultimately set you apart from everyone else. And it's even more important now because you're not even just setting yourself apart from just humans in general or people within your industry or your niche. You're also competing against AI influencers and the people behind those who are able to churn out content at an alarming rate, right? So that's just something to bear in mind. I just thought it was a video that was worth talking about, to be fair. But let me know your comments. Let me know in the comments. Are you particularly worried about these AI influencers popping up? Do you feel more inclined that you need to start putting more content out there, especially more video content to showcase your personality, showcase who you really are? Do you feel that that is still very much necessary or even more necessary than now, considering the sort of time we're in with the rise of AI? It'll be good to get your thoughts, so let me know. And in the meantime, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace out. Look after yourself.